As we all know, the Presidential Election Petition Tribunal in Abuja today will be delivering its much-anticipated high-stake judgment on the petitions challenging the election of the current president, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. This is going on right now, and there are three key pending petitions filed in court in the aftermath of the elections by Peter Obi, Atiku Abubakar, and many other petitions. I think there are about 18 of them. We'll be showing you a bit of some views from the courtroom to see what's going on, and then we'll come back to have a conversation and hear from Nigerians their views, their expectations on the proceedings at the tribunal. Watch this.
Yinka Ajeni Fuja, Esquire. Akintola Makinde, Esquire. Julius Ishola, Esquire. And last but not the least, Taiwo Lakano, Esquire. Great for me, yes.
Good morning, my lords. I am Chief Dr. Charles Uwensi Edosawa. I make a humble appearance for the fourth respondent. With me, sirs, Chief Adeni Akintola, SAN. Chief Afolabi Fashanu, SAN. Sam Ologun Risha, SAN. Solomon Umar, SAN. Abdul Mohammed Rafindadi, SAN. My lords, our learned friends of the Altar Bar are also here with us. And they are Omosaya Kupola, Esquire. Olarewaju Onigegewura Akinshola, Esquire. Bolaji Oyun, Esquire. Is Puwaila Muhammad Ibrahim. Thank you very much, madam. We're all here for the fourth respondent.
Thanks for staying with us. We'll be going back and forth to the courtroom to just have an idea of the proceedings. But just to, as a reminder, some of the petitions that have been filed that we're going to be hearing from, according to the reports we have here, both the presidential candidate of the APC, of the PDP, Atiku Abubakar, and the LP will be, both of them are asking that the disqualification of Mr. Tinubu to contest the elections in the first place, the legality of the nomination of his running mate, the integrity of the election process, and the threshold of the spread of votes used by INEC to declare him winner. So those are the three key petitions that we're going to be hearing about here. What are your own general thoughts on it, the mood of the nation? Every radio station, every television station today is focused, as you said in the papers, about 50 media houses already there. Positioned, waiting, everybody's watching live. What are your general thoughts on your expectations?
Okay, one of the reasons I don't like court cases, anything court, is the fact that they will drag and drag and drag. And when you've lost hope, you've forgotten, we've moved on. Nigerians have, the harsh realities, had taken our minds away from, the election. And now it's like a fresh reminder all over again, oh, what's happening? And I just want to use this opportunity to tell Nigerians that everybody cannot be happy at the end of today. Somebody will be happy, and another person will be sad. And whatever faction that you find yourself, just take it and move on. Because we're getting to a point now, we're seeing policies, we're seeing things are being done to move the country forward. And if we now say, okay, we die here, we scatter here because it didn't go in our favor, we'll be taking ourselves back. So let's just wait and hope that it happens. Either way it happens. One person must be sad today, or two people actually, because there are three people in question here. Two people will go home without nothing today, and one person will be declared winner at the end of the day. However, sides you find yourself, just understand that this has happened and we move on to the next thing. Right. And Nigerians are waiting, they are hoping. I'm seeing some people fighting on social media already, you know, against each other, and I'm like, are we going back here again? I thought we had moved on, please.
Right. Yeah. And for me I just want to remind Nigerians that Nigeria first. This is about us, this is about our democracy. It does not matter what political parties you belong or affiliations you have. However it ends today, remember this is about our country, this is about Nigeria. So the anger, the dissatisfaction that may come, and even for those who may be winning, you know, that you do that graciously, you know, knowing that these people are, the other factions are also part of Nigeria. I don't want us to forget that. We came through a very rancorous election period. We were talking and scattering each other. We were telling each other some very strong, mean things we shouldn't have said. And we've sort of moved away from that. Let this just be like the final culmination of that sort of feeling. Let's remember we are here for Nigeria, and Nigeria must win no matter what.
Right. So what are your thoughts? Yeah.
For me, I just, every time that our democracy is being tested, this is a test of our democracy. It is good for us as a nation. Especially, we must remind ourselves as a country of what we represent to Africa. There is a wind of coup, there is a wind of crisis across a few countries in Africa. And even though we're not pleased with the democracy or feel like we're getting all the dividend of democracy, we should check out what it would have looked like if we are in crisis. So whichever way it goes, let us appreciate where we are. This tribunal is going to strengthen our democracy. It's the 7th tribunal we are having on a presidential level, and I think there's never been any tribunal where the president was taken out of power. But we've had tribunals where state governors were taken out. So this is not a blanket rubber stamp anything. Anything can still happen today. And I don't want anybody to feel like we are making it sound like it is a done deal. But let us understand that the job now lies in the courts. It is not what we say on TV or what they type on, or what you people type on social media. It is, everything that is happening now is out of anybody's hands. It is in the hands of, you know, I was reading in the paper that the PDP commenced praying from 1 p.m. yesterday in Abuja, and that they prayed till the press time this morning. Yeah. You know, so there's nothing. You know, we pray that no matter what happens, Nigeria remains at peace.
That should be the prayer.
You know, so, and everybody is praying. So I think Nigerians should join in that prayer right now. Number one, understand that Nigeria represents a strength in democracy for the entire Africa. Our ability to strengthen our democracy. Every time we reform, every time we fight it and we come out stronger, we are giving hope to all other African countries that it can work.
Even to add to that, because you just go back from a trip, and I think when we go outside the country and we come back, we will somewhat appreciate our home. I'm not speaking for you, but I'm just saying, most people went to travel like this. You come back, you don't realize, you know what, this is home. Yeah. Sometimes if you don't live at all, you just continue to hate your environment. But the moment you go out for some time, you then realize that, you know what, it's not perfect, fantastic, but home is home. I mean, I was going to come to the point, the fact that Abubakar, Atiku, and Obi are praying for the court to order a fresh election. Yeah. And they pray that Tinubu and his party, APC, should be barred from participating in it. So in the situation where fresh elections are, maybe this one is totally barred, I mean, are you willing to go back to the polls to vote? I mean, we have no choice, because if the courts say the current president is barred from the new, or maybe barred, the cancel the previous elections, and then he's barred. Are people willing to go back again to the polls?
Do we have the resources to do that? So it's not about whether people are willing or not. Can we take another? We know how much we spend to have one election. Can we take another? Can the economy, with what we're going through now, in fact, we could, Abby. As a matter of fact, as I was, asking questions, I wanted to get a few things. Somebody called me and said, "Auntie, it's harder now than when you left to. Don't buy nonsense there. Gather your money and come back. Hunger is in the land. Can our economy stand it? Are we going to be looking to borrow money to fund? So I don't know how they want to do it. However, is there any way they can move away from having to do like a re-election. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah, rerun, you know?
Yeah.
Is there any way we can avoid that? Because the economy cannot stand that right now, except, of course, we don't mind borrowing. The ones who are borrowed, we're not able to pay. And I don't even know who is willing to borrow us money again to do like another election.
We're going to a break now. When we come back, we'll discuss the security. The police are everywhere, the numbers of lawyers in the courtroom. There are various parts of this conversation that is yet to be discussed. Stay with us. We'll be right back. We're still discussing our views on the fact that today is the D-Day, highly anticipated judgment of the elections that just passed in February 25th of this year. Mariam, you're going to say something for everyone.
Yes, so I was going to say, you know, hearing Obiajulu, I'm like, Auntie, this is our democracy. We were broke before the last election. We'll do it again if we have to.
Wow.
I mean, it's about justice. It's about our unity. And we know if a faction of a group of Nigerians feel aggrieved and the courts have proven, you know, their right to that sentiment, or they've proven that there was an issue with the election, then we must, whether we like it or not, if we have to scale down the process or the way it was done initially, we will have to do that. That is such an important, it's so important that we need to do that. And I feel that Nigerians, that's what all we're thinking about. We will survive. We will, from there, we will launch and then we'll do it better. With all Nigerians, you know, one presence of the same mind, knowing that the courts did their part and now Nigerians will do their part in solidifying democracy.
You know, Nima sent us a message that it's not what we are saying here, it is how well the lawyers have done their job. You know, because we also need to know, before we started our conversation, the lawyers were introducing themselves at the tribunal, and the responsibility of the lawyers is to speak on behalf of all the candidates. Yeah. And these people have done the best they can do, and the judgment, this is a judgment. Like, you see the result of how well they were able to defend. So one of the things I find very challenging with law and expectations when it comes to court is that it's not about what you think is right. It's not about what you saw in your own polling unit. It's not even about your opinion or what you feel is the fact. It's about what we're able to prove.
Beyond a reasonable doubt.
Yes, you must be able to prove beyond a reasonable doubt. And the ability to prove beyond a reasonable doubt will lie within the lawyers, the evidence being presented, and
how they're able to argue
how they're able to argue the case. So whether I feel or I don't feel, if I don't have any proof to back up what I feel, then nothing is going to happen. So a lot of proof have been presented, and there's still timeline. I know that the final day is on the 6th of November. There would be...
That's if there's an appeal.
If there's an appeal.
Right.
That's the
So regardless
final,
of the judgment today,
they can still
the losers can
they can
appeal,
still-
and they have till November 6th, which is still a good thing. But let's talk about the fact that we woke up this morning and everywhere security, police that we're looking for.
Before.
We'll be looking for police. Now they're everywhere. What is going on? It's just an announcement that we're waiting for. I mean, as Nigerians, I was scared. In fact, I called my office. I'm supposed to leave. I said, I think I'm going to stay home today because I saw a lot of people say, don't worry, you're staying home now. Be safe, you're home. Everybody's home.
Yeah.
Look at it. I mean, and you said 30 minutes before approaching the courts. It's even already on lockdown.
Yes. So that is expected, right? That's also being proactive because we know how we can get. Nigerians are naturally emotional. So people can just decide to take laws into their hands if it doesn't go their way, you know, and it will be unfair that the government just sits back and assumes that everybody will be thinking right at the moment. So it's good that the police presence is there, it's felt, you know that you cannot do anyhow, you do anyhow, you see anyhow, you know. You guide yourself. If you want to get upset and damage your TV, you go into your house and do that, not on the streets, not causing mayhem and all of that. We cannot afford to lose any form of infrastructure right now. No. Nigeria is at a place where we are managing and gathering what we have. So this is time that the government needs to protect. However it goes, there must not be any form of disruptions and violence. Yeah,
yes,
so I like that.
And also we know the DSS had told us, you know, giving warnings that there were some people that were planning to take advantage of the situation and, you know, cause violence. But we're happy that the police, I just feel that you yab them. We see them now, these police officers. Say we don't see them. You know, we see them. But so it's good to see a heavier presence. Yeah. You know, they have to be
clean uniform.
Yeah, it's good.
I saw this person say, cha-cha. I said, what's going on? What's happening, Inspector General?
They brought out the best.
But even, you know what? You know you've been away, so you don't know. But a lot of things have scaled down. Even traffic is very minimal.
Things feel
So I don't know the person that will be on the streets. I don't know what they would have eaten. We are looking for palliatives up and down. What palliative? They will tell us what palliative they got, that they got the strength to come and be protesting, violence on the streets.
Yesterday,
No.
on camera. He didn't look
It
very,
was one
very
pack.
good
No.
palliative.
See, we need to go to that NLC office. There's
Find out what's
something.
happening.
They were all looking rotund.
The man was saying we are here to let the poor breathe. And I'm thinking, your
The
mouth.
common man, I said, you don't look like a common
You
man.
look like
Some people
you're
are
breathing really fine, mister.
some people are blessed. Let's not judge the book by the cover. Because some people, they are blessed that if they eat everything, they will still remain very skinny. And some are blessed that even when they are drinking water, they will be blowing up. So let's just give the benefit of that.
But I must say that this moment actually makes me remember the former president, Goodluck Jonathan, because it was only during his time we did not have these election tribunal petitions. I mean, we've had 79, 1983, 1999, 2003, 2007, 2011, 2019, and now 2023. It was only 2015
He didn't protest.
that we had a president who conceded. I mean, this man is a millennial hero. He's a hero for the millennium. This is somebody that we can continue to say, you know what, regardless of what happened, this is a man that stood for what he believed. So this moment, I'm just thinking, I'm wondering what he's going through his mind. I'm hoping that he's probably worried that the nation would hopefully not, degenerate after the announcement. He's probably thinking of that moment where he also was made that decision not to get to this point. I mean, what are your thoughts on?
Yeah, because they were, we heard, of course, we're not with him, that he did it because he thought about the security situation in Nigeria, and he put Nigeria first. We have hailed him. Some people thought, what did he do? But I've always hailed him for that singular decision. I feel that, how whatever it is, during his administration, there were lots of criticism. He sort of salvaged his own self. Out of that administration, he put himself apart by that singular decision, and because of that, we enjoyed 8 years, after that, and because of that, now we can sit down also and have a violent-free tribunal, and it's also interesting to know that almost 3 of those tribunals we had was with our president, Buhari. He did not agree for any time. Every time he came and, and eventually when he ran and he won, it just shows that our democracy is growing, we are strengthening it, and we should have a bit more trust in the process.
Let's see a few comments on social media. I'm going to go on a break. Let us see a few comments because we'd like to hear Nigerians call in to share your own thoughts. Are you fearful? Are you hopeful? What do you think would happen? And what are your own general thoughts on this? We'd like to hear you. Let me go on a quick break. When we return, we'll take a few calls and read some comments on social media. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.